You're breaking up because you're not compatible. You're breaking up because it's not gonna work. That's why. And that should be closure enough. You shouldn't need more than that. Hey everyone, so today's video is gonna be a chatty video. I haven't done one in a while. I've been doing like a lot of like skit videos and like fun videos. So I wanted to just sit down and do one of my like relationship talk videos. It's the big one today. Today, I wanted to talk about why I don't think that you should get closure after a breakup. This is something that I've had to like learn from experience, and I've dealt with breakups in two different ways. One of them was kind of dragging things on, and I've talked about it in my breaking up with someone that you still love video. Obviously, when Sana and I broke up, I ended up dragging things on, and I was trying to get closure in that way by like kind of dragging things on, but like slowly letting go, thinking that it would just like slowly drift apart in a way. That is not the way to go, let me tell you that. The second approach was my last relationship, and what I ended up doing was cutting things off very instantly, and then after feeling like I needed to get closure in just kind of like talking to the person again, which I tried to do over the summer. I had spent some time with them again just to talk and kind of get that closure and help them get over it, help me get over it. And during that time, I realized that closure is kind of just a fake thing. Really, you just want to see that person again. Really, you just kind of want to spend time with them again. You kind of miss whatever you miss about the relationship, and that's why you end up asking for closure, or why that other person asked for closure. I could see if it was like way down the line and you're like, hey, I just wanted to let you know that I don't have like hate towards you, or like the other person says that to you, like that type of closure I think is fine if it's like way down the line. But re-bringing up feelings and emotions, you don't need closure on that. I feel like if you go into it looking for closure, or you approach somebody looking for closure, really what you're trying to get is like the comfort back from that relationship that you might be missing after a breakup. On either end, whether you broke up with somebody or they broke up with you, closure is, it should be closed in that time that you broke up. Whenever you talked about breaking up, like that should be the closure. There shouldn't be a second close. That's when feelings get brought up, emotions, past issues you had, and it can really kind of stir the pot again, which is what ended up happening when I went in for closure with my last relationship. We're talking about all the problems that we had. We were talking about this and that, and it didn't actually give us any good feelings out of it. Like, it didn't make me feel like, oh wow, like great, like, you know what I mean? It didn't actually help our relationship or our friendship or close anything really. It just opened up those feelings again. I feel like a lot of times if someone else is asking you for closure, they might be trying to get like an opportunity to talk to you and hopefully bring you back if you were the one doing the breaking up, or even the opposite. I feel like a lot of the times it is just for that comfort of speaking to somebody that you were close to, that you loved and cared about. I think if you're actually trying to move on from somebody, the best way to do it is actually close it when you closed it the first time. Even though that could be the hardest thing to do, it is the best thing to do, because after a breakup, you just need to focus on yourself. You just need to focus on what you're doing and how you can move on and move forward. And I don't think chatting with somebody that you're trying to move away from is gonna help you feel any more comfortable with that. And I think the reason why I even kind of let that opportunity come up in my last relationship, like why I even decided to say yes to this closure, was because I was feeling sad about the breakup. I was feeling lonely maybe, and I just wanted the comfort of that person again. And so I said, yeah, let's meet up again, let's talk, and hopefully that will help you move on, I guess. But really I was trying to comfort myself. And I think that's what a lot of us do after breakups. We try to find comfort in this like closure that you don't actually need. Breakups are so interesting because I feel like they last forever, especially if you loved and cared about someone. Whether you're doing the breaking up or they did the breakup, it's so hard to get over somebody that you really, really loved and cared about, and they feel like they literally drag on forever. And I feel like that is why sometimes we think we need to talk with them again to like understand why we're breaking up, because you might have feelings for them still, or they might have feelings for you still. But I think most of the time, if you guys have broken up for a good reason, you know, like that you guys are just not compatible, then even if both of you are still in love or care for one another, it doesn't mean you have to get back together. Something that's so hard to learn in life is when enough is enough. It's hard to say, I love this person and I care about this person and they care about me, but we were not compatible, and nothing's gonna really change that. Even if you go to therapy, even if you do this and that, you don't wanna change somebody and you don't wanna change yourself. You wanna find somebody that fits into your life perfectly, or as perfect as it can be, because nothing's actually perfect. I think that that was the hardest thing for me when going through these breakups, the past 2 breakups that I had. It was knowing that I really love both of them and I'll love them forever, and they have been the most important people to me. But that does not mean that because you've learned and grew that anything is gonna be different. And you also don't know how much they've changed until you've talked to them again. And you really don't want to open that door because it can stir up so much more drama and it can start so many more fights. Unless you are wanting to work on getting back together with somebody, I don't think closure is the form of moving on. I think it's a form of going backwards. It's a form of bringing up old feelings that you don't want to feel again, and old problems. I feel like a lot of the time when someone goes in like, hey, I just need closure, I just need to know why we're breaking up, I just need to know this and that, you're breaking up because you're not compatible. Whether it's because someone cheated, whether it's because you were fighting a lot, whether it's because the person just fell out of love, like, you don't really need to know an answer if you're the one asking for it. And they don't need to know an answer if they're the ones asking for it. You're breaking up because it's not gonna work. That's why. And that should be closure enough. You shouldn't need more than that. At the end of the day, you broke up for a reason, and whatever that reason is not gonna help you in the future. You were not compatible with somebody. I feel like a lot of excuses people have for getting closure is, well, I need to know what I did wrong so that going into the future, like when I meet somebody else, I know not to do that. No, you do whoever you are. You be yourself. You don't need to change because it didn't work with one person. You don't need to be any different. If that person feels like there is something that they should tell you before they break up, it should be in that initial breakup. Like, what did I do wrong? What is something that I can change? How can I be better? And that should have already been a conversation, because in relationships, you're talking all the time. Like, you're telling that person what is bothering you, and you shouldn't have to change for anybody. You can obviously tweak some things if you are bothering someone, but at the end of the day, you shouldn't have to change your whole entire personality or who you are for somebody else. Closure, like I said, I think it is something made up so that we can get close to somebody that we care about, so that we can rekindle those feelings again. And unless you're really trying to get back together with somebody, I don't think you should be chatting with them until you've completely moved on and you've completely moved forward and they have too. And if not, then it should be that you're trying to get back together with that person. It should be one or the other, and it shouldn't be just for this closure, this comfort while you're trying to get over somebody. Let me know your thoughts, because I definitely want to hear what you feel about getting closure, and if you've done it before and if it worked for you, because I feel like maybe for some people that is what they need, but at the end of the day, I really think that it is a way for comfort. I don't think it helps as much as we think it does. This is just from my personal experience, but I definitely want to hear about your guys' experiences too. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. Check out my last video. I filmed a popular lesbian TikToks video, and it is so hilarious. It took me 3.5 days to make, so it was really difficult, but I really liked that video. Check that out right here, and it will also be linked in the description box. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.